The spirit of your one day lives on. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone is doing well. Another day, another Love Island review. I won't lie guys, I am actually quite late. Literally I was 30 minutes late, so I had a lot of catching up to do, but don't worry, you know, we still gotta get things going. I was actually on the phone to my friend when Love Island started, and you know, it's good to be there for your friends, so I didn't want to look off just because I needed to make Love Island notes. But anyway, we've caught up now and we're here to do this review. So as I usually and always say, number one, if you haven't yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? Be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. Also be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also on my Twitter at SarahDestinyX. And number three, as I usually and always say, please get cozy and comfy with a lovely drink, preferably a hot Ribena and some snacks. And I really hope you enjoy this review. So let's get into it. So let's speak about the aftermath of the dates. You guys already know that I spoke about this in yesterday's review towards the end. The dates pretty much ended with Georgia sitting on Tom's lap. Once again, I do think that was quite a weird flex because she actually did look quite uncomfortable, especially because she knew the whole island, you know, all the islanders were looking at her, especially Callum, who looked like he was the most defeated soldier on this planet. But instantly they went to go and see the other islanders and they actually asked them who their favorite dates were way too early, way too soon, but they didn't say anything. Now let's move on to Chris and Arabella speaking, and he said that he'll be honest, he's had a crush on Sophie for a bit, which is very interesting to me. Sorry guys, I'm speaking really fast. Let me just slow down, Sarah. Why are you rushing? It's fine. Yeah, which was very interesting to me because I actually felt like Josh and Sophie had the most chemistry and the best chemistry on the date. So Chris going to tell Arabella that, which we're going to get into at the end guys, because I don't know what happened, and I also want to get your feedback on if you're team Arabella or team Chris, because people were saying that the spirit of your one day is still living in that villa. Oh, the spirit of your one day is still strong. Okay, my God does not wear flip-flops, so he cannot what? He cannot flop, period. But yeah, so before we get into that, let's continue this one. So of course she said that, you know, be very open and honest with me, and he said, yeah, I am gonna, this is me being open and honest. I do really want to get to know the girl. And of course she was like, oh yeah, that's fine, like, that's okay. But when she was speaking in her confessional, she looked like she was literally hit by a bus. She was so upset. She was like, oh yeah, like it's just a bit weird that, you know, he's done this and he's now saying he wants to get to know her. Sophie's a pretty babe. I have already said that in yesterday's review as well. But once again, although they did have good chat, I'm surprised that Chris is moving this way because I genuinely felt like her and Josh were better suited, but that's just my personal opinion anyway. Now, of course, she ended up speaking to Josh about the situation, and she said that, you know, it's good to have tests in here because on the outside, etc., etc. I hate that whole test concept. I've always hated it. I've hated the fact that Love Island honestly made that a thing. But you know, Josh was saying, yeah, it's very true. You know, maybe this will even be quite good for you. But she was saying overall, it's not a nice feeling. Oh, is that so? I recall this happening, something similar on another season, but what do I know? I just do Love Island reviews. Okay, now, let's move on. I'm so unserious. Now let's move on to Georgia and Callum speaking about the date. I have already told you this in yesterday's review as well, that I actually do feel like Georgia would be very unserious to go back to Tom, only because many people like her and Callum. I actually like her and Callum together. I won't be like, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of her character, but her and Callum, their vibe, I think they're quite good looking together. They seem to get on really well with each other as well. And I don't want to see the whole Callum and Molly storyline resurface anymore. So very interesting. But of course she was saying that, you know, she missed him and he was saying that he missed her as well. She also said that, you know, her and Tom didn't end on any bad terms. And Tom used to drive from York to London. That is a journey and a half. I won't lie, that's a journey and a half. But once again, I feel like she should play it right and she should stay with Callum. But what do you think? Do you guys think she should go with Tom? Or do you guys think that she should go with Callum? Let me know down below in the comments. Now let's move on to Mitch and Liberty. Let's move on to Mitch and Liberty. God help me, okay? So of course Liberty went to go and tell Mitch that, oh yeah, like, you know, someone told me that you're just here for the clout and that in the next second you're gonna F me over and you're gonna do this and you're gonna do this and and all these different things, right? And I'll be honest, I don't know why Liberty told him that. That was information for you to hear, retain, and then make an informed decision over. That wasn't information that you needed to share with Mitch because you knew that was going to cause drama. And even initially, she didn't want to say anything, but then Mitch was like, Lib, just tell me, who was it? Who was it? Just tell me. I feel like Lib should have honestly just stood on 10 toes because there was no need for her to go and say that it was Anton. But of course she did. And Mitch comes with his speech that he always does, like, I'm not here to play a game. You know, I'm about you. I've always been about you. That's not my character. That's not my this. That's not, but it is. So something isn't adding up. Okay? Something isn't adding up, because from what we've seen that it is your character. Do you get where I'm coming from? Sorry guys, I feel like I look a bit low in my camera today. Should I sit back? Let me sit back. Okay, cool. Now, of course, you know that Mitch now ended up going to Paul Anton for a chat in the kitchen and pretty much said, you know, you're going against bro code, you're going against bro code. I love, okay, the fact that Anton stood on business. He said, I said what I said. Okay? I said what I said. I don't care if you're upset. I don't care if your feelings are hurt. I don't care if you're bothered. I said exactly what I said. And Mitch as well, like this whole concept of bro, I'll be honest with you guys, don't get me wrong. I know in situations, you know, you should be a girl's girl, you should be a boy's boy, but if we're not cool, I actually don't owe you any loyalty. And he needs to honestly just get his head in the game, because Anton wasn't saying these things to try and jeopardize the relationship that you're allegedly trying to, and the key word is allegedly. That's the key word, because I don't know if I'm even convinced that Mitch likes Liberty like that. And sis is just too head over heels for her to even see her reality. But in all honesty, you're making it out like he's doing the things that he's doing to try and jeopardize the relationship that you have with Liberty, when he isn't. His friend asked him for advice. He gave honest advice based on what he's heard you say. So you come and be like, oh yeah, bro code, oh this, that's not me. You're just a dick. You're just a dick. I love the fact that Anton didn't even seem phased. Okay, like I've never had a problem with Anton's character, but in today's episode, I loved him 100 times more, I'll be honest with you. And the truth is I believe Anton, like, you know, all the vibes that, and everything that Anton said, I feel like Mitch definitely gives those vibes. And what I loved was, you know, Anton ended on a very sweet note and said, be a man, not a boy. Yeah, Mitch. Be a man and not a boy, because you always go on about, I'm 27, I'm this, I'm that. But you're not acting like it, okay? You're honestly not acting like it. And yeah, it was just really weird, because if anything, you should be more concerned about how Lib feels rather than your perception of how people see you in the villa based on statements that you've made yourself. Oops. Thank you very much. Now let's move on to the morning. We'll get into a few of the morning chats. Mitch was speaking to the guy saying that he's 27. He doesn't want anyone in his business. And he said what hurts him the most is that he's always wanted to meet Anton. Now you're giving fan love. Now you've completely just confused it. What is it? I haven't heard him say in this situation once, oh, let me go and see how Lib feels. It's always me. And all of a sudden now, oh, I've always been a fan of Anton and he does this. Be so serious. Oh, Mitch used to be so serious right now. Of course, Anton was also speaking to some of the people in the villa, and he said that, yeah, he stands on what he said. He doesn't feel like his intentions have been genuine. And bottom line is, Liberty was crying, so you need to stop being selfish. And yeah, that's just the way it is. So big up Anton, okay? He said, I'm standing on business 2024. At the same time, of course, Lib was speaking to the girls saying that Mitch should be understanding and where she's coming from, and she's going to try and forget him and maybe backtrack to see how they work as friends, to see if they can build a stronger bond there. The truth of the matter is Mitch and Liberty, I don't know if the producers are purposely missing scenes out for us, but from what I've seen, I don't see, I don't know. Liberty is a very sweet girl, but it's almost like her character since her season hasn't actually changed. And that was a couple years ago. So it's very surprising to see, because generally out of all the people in the villa, I don't think Mitch is the person that you should be shedding tears over. But that's just me. Let me know down below if you agree or disagree. You know, you guys know I love to hear and read your opinions. Now let's move on to Georgia saying that nothing bad happened between her and Tom while she's speaking to the girls, but that she doesn't know if it's time to progress what they had on the outside in the villa, which is backtracking, but okay. And at the same time, she doesn't know what to do because her and Callum getting really well. Callum was also speaking to the guys as well, saying that he feels like, you know, he had a good thing with Georgia and he doesn't want to be part of a triangle, and I hear it. So I feel like Georgia should make up her mind, because once again, I don't want to see the Callum and Molly storyline resurface, and I don't know if I feel like Callum is better suited to anyone else in the villa currently other than Georgia. Now let's move on to Arabella talking to Tyler and Callum. She said that she can't believe that that Chris switched up on her just like that, and that she's disappointed, but you know, oh, it is what it is, I'm just going to do my own thing, and that she's going to try and get to know Josh because apparently they've been having really good conversations. Okay, so of course now she now went to go and see prior to going to see Josh, Arabella and Sophie, Chris and there's so many people in this video, oh god, Chris and Sophie decided to go for a chat, and they decided to hold hands. Did I think that was necessary? Not really, but at the same time, like, they were just holding hands. Like, Chris and Arabella aren't, I don't know. I don't know if I saw them as being like overly serious. I just thought maybe they just had a little fling. There was a little lust there in their eyes and all that type of stuff. And I always said lust dies at the end of the day. And you don't always need to satisfy your pleasures, okay? Period. But I just feel like Arabella's switch up as well. You know, let's get into it. There's so much. We'll get into it at the end because I really want to get you guys' opinion based on the argument that they ended up having. She now went to go and see Josh, and they both said that, you know, they love sex and they have clear chemistry between them. Once again, it's like the spirit of lust is lingering in that villa. It's called Love Island, not Lust Island. So very interesting. I have already said this as well, that I just feel like, yeah. No, I'm not going to say it. Should I say it? I'm not going to say it. I'm going to say it in Sunday's live. Let's talk on live, guys. Someone remind me in case I don't say it. Now, let's move on to Hannah and Tyler having a conversation. Guys, I'm over it. I'm not on the Kyla train. I know some of you are still chewing. I'm off it. I'm waiting for the next bus. I'm waiting for the taxi. I'm waiting for something because I need to go home. Okay? I'm off it. I'm over it. I really don't care to see Tyler and Kaz reunite. Tyler and Hannah were having a conversation. Someone said that they feel like the producers probably planted, you know, this whole union there because obviously there was no one in the villa for Hannah. But at the same time, it's just like, I just can't take him serious. I can't take him seriously. I can't take him seriously with this situation. It's like I could just drag him by those skinny jeans. Okay? But they were having a conversation. You know, she was saying that she's a slow burner, and he was saying, yeah, like me too. And they were just chatting. I don't have any, it sounds so bad, but I don't have anything to say. And I don't have anything negative to say about Hannah. She seems like a very sweet babe, but I just don't know what Tyler's purpose for coming back into this villa was. Not saying that he had to come back for Kaz, because you guys also know at the same time Kaz deserves the very best, and if Tyler's not giving it, then boy bye, she'll wait for someone else to come. But the switch up has been very interesting to see, and someone needs to tear that skinny jean for him. Okay, not just the singlet, the skinny jean. Now let's move on to the nighttime. Of course, the guys were talking as they were getting ready, and Josh ended up finding out that, of course, whilst all of this was happening throughout the day, that Arabella was yapping her mouth away, telling everyone that she thinks that Josh is disingenuous and he's this and he's that, blah 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 blah. Josh was pissed off. Okay, capital P. He had his flask. It's like he could just throw that flask at someone's head. He was just like, what? That's ridiculous. She could be telling you I can't be able to write it. I say, hey. And the fact of the matter was as well, Josh was given very standoffish vibes in today's episode anyway. So seeing him heated just before the night activities were to take place kind of let me know, I think something is gonna happen, and something did. Now, before we get into what happened, Kaz and Georgia were having a conversation, and she said that, you know, she thinks it's like Kaz was given therapist in today's episode as well. Everyone was going to her to speak for advice. Where is Kaz's man? Where are the producers? Okay, because sis is not there to be the therapist for the islanders. But of course, she was having a conversation with Georgia, and Georgia was saying that she needed advice because she feels like with Anton, the situation's just a bit weird, and she does want to get to know him, but then she doesn't feel like it's working, etc, etc. And of course, Kaz just told her, listen, like, you, at the end of the day, you know how you feel, so you need to go pull him for a chat. So now Georgia goes and pulls Anton for a chat and pretty much tells him, like, listen, I honestly just don't think it's working. I think we need to take steps back, blah, blah, blah. Anton looks so startled, and I don't really know why, because I also mentioned a lot of things that I predict end up happening. How interesting. But I did already say it when they did get together. First and foremost, I feel like Georgia just needed a quick rebound because she was so disappointed with the hatred and the hurt that she had regarding the whole Joss situation. You guys already know that. But also at the same time, I feel like Anton was the only option there, and she just needed someone to quickly bounce on. The second they got together, it didn't even look like it was merged or anything. As he talks, sorry, she looks like she's not even really focusing. I mean, yeah, he probably told her breath stinks. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that, but it's just the truth. I mean, she already knows. But yeah, he probably told her that her breath stinks or whatever, and maybe they did share a few kisses here and there, but the spark never looks like it was there in the first place. So I feel like it's good that she was honest with herself. Anton, of course, to say that he did feel like he was getting weird vibes from her, and, you know, he was a bit disappointed. What was weird was she did say that, oh, but we can still be friends, like we can still get to know each other. And I think Anton was just looking like, Gomo, you are honestly just what you're saying isn't adding up. Like, you're not making any, what's my camera? Oh, sorry, my camera's flashing. You're not making any sense whatsoever. So yeah, once again, I feel like she used Anton as a quick rebound just to kind of get over the whole Joss situation, and she's kind of deeped, actually this isn't working out, and I need to do what's best for me, because I'm not going to be in this villa forever. Now let's move on to this. I don't know, was it the star? Was it the, what was it? This was where it was being fireworks. I said, what the heck is going on in the House of Commons? So of course now Arabella now goes to have a conversation with Chris, and she was saying that she doesn't understand how it can go from one extreme to another. And firstly, even before that one, guys, what was Arabella wearing? It was given like, I don't know, some of them dress like it's Halloween, and I don't understand, because it isn't. We're definitely in January. But the shoe, not the shoe, or the shoe When the camera zoomed out and I saw those shoes, I said, why is she wearing those boots with that outfit? I'm sorry, I was so confused. But of course she pulled Chris for a chat and she was really annoyed, and then she was shouting. I mean, like, she did enter the conversation on hype, right? And even Chris was just like, okay, I need you to take it down a couple notches, all right? I'm gonna have a conversation with you. So Arabella was just saying, you know, I can't believe you can go from one extreme to another. You were just telling me this on the terrace, blah blah blah, and I'm telling you want to get to know someone else. It's hurtful, my feelings, blah blah blah. I want to get you guys' opinion after we do this mini analysis, because Chris was very nonchalant. So nonchalant that it's scary to remind you how quickly some men can change, and some females, I won't lie, some females as well, can literally switch up like that. As in, they go from love, 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 kiss, 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 I want to do this, I want to do this, to all of a sudden you're shouting, get out my face. Like, that was the energy that Chris was getting. He was sipping his drink, he was I even was just like, bro, Chris is standing on business. Like, he's not in her mood whatsoever. But of course, she now started shouting and getting very upset as well, and he told her that he can't be with someone who wants him to be open, but then when he sees him being open, starts getting mad. And then he was like, but you done the same thing. So literally they just started going back, and like, Chris was on smoke. Like, Chris was actually on smoke. It was literally like there was a blank screen in front of him. There was no emotion, no nothing. He was saying X, Y, Z, this is it, that's that. So Arabella was even just like, at one stage was just like, oh, so is that? He just said, yeah, that's it, then we're done. Like, he was so nonchalant and so blunt. I was screaming because on Twitter people kept saying, this is payback. This is payback for Yewande. The spirit of Yewande is still living in that villa to this day. Okay, and this is my feedback on it, right? I'm not saying that the way Chris spoke to Arabella was okay. It was very nonchalant, very dismissive. Some people can say that he was gaslighting her as well. I sometimes hate using that word because I feel like everyone just uses it. But anyway, some people can say that he was gaslighting her emotions and her feelings as well. But also at the same time, he was open with you that he did say he wanted to get to know Sophie. And if you put all your eggs in my basket, I'm very sorry about that. But also at the same time, guys, at the same time, Arabella has been going around the entire villa. I mean, I've told you how I want to go and act around you, and I've told you that I want to be serious with you, but at the same time, there's another girl that I'm interested in, and you're going around telling people you're disingenuous, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. It, of course, it's going to throw anybody off. So I'll be honest with you, even when she did start crying and stuff, he didn't even, I'm saying Chris was a whole different person today. He didn't even comfort her like at all. He was just looking at her, sipping his drink, looking for his glasses, looking down, sipping his drink, looking like he was just not even there at all. So of course, when Arabella went to go and speak with the girls, she was crying quite a lot. And the thing is I'm in two minds right now, because on one hand, I feel like she's not crying because she's upset. She's crying because she feels quite embarrassed, because I thought me and you were a thing, and now one girl has come and just swept you off your feet, and it hasn't even been 24 hours, right? But is she crying because she's embarrassed, or is she crying because she cares? That's what I don't know. Let me know down below, okay? Let me know down below. Because also, and this is why I said I'm kind of on the fence right now, so I want to get you guys' opinion. Maybe after tomorrow's episode, I'll have much more of an informed decision as well. But also at the same time, I'm not saying I agree with the way Chris acted towards her. I mean, everyone has feelings, everyone's humans, etc, etc. And I feel like he acted okay. Sorry guys, my camera definitely died. I think that's a sign for me to also grease my lips. One sec. These reviews honestly just have me talking for ages. But I love to talk, so I don't really mind. But yeah, also, I don't know where I ended, but I think I ended up when I said I felt like he had handled the situation okay up to the beanbag argument. I think that's where I ended, so I'm just going to go there. I feel like he actually handled the situation okay until the beanbag incident, based on the information that, of course, Callum told him while the boys were getting ready, and just like how Arabella's been moving, speaking to everyone else in the villa about how shady and how snaky he is. But also at the same time as well, like, Arabella was angry at him for not really doing anything. Okay, are you angry because he held her hands? Because you done way worse than that on your one day season. And no one's trying to backtrack like that, right? But what goes around comes around. What goes up must come down. I'm just saying, okay? A little birdie, not even a little birdie, told me. I saw with my own eyes the nonsense that took place on your one day season. So it's not really nice when the shoe's on the other foot, is it? I don't really know. But of course, you guys know that they ended up, I'm so unserious, but you guys know they ended up getting a text that there was going to be a recoupling in which the boys are going to choose. Sophie and Tom were given the opportunity to vote, not vote first, but they were given the opportunity to choose first, even though the public chose for them yesterday. You guys know in yesterday's review, I did tell you guys that I didn't actually vote, because as bad as it sounds, I just don't really care about Molly and Sophie's characters in the villa for now. That may change, but right now I don't really know. But anyway, the public ended up voting for Molly for Tom and also for Josh for Sophie, which is 100%, it makes a lot of sense. In that case though, it makes me wonder, firstly, is Tyler gonna pick Hannah? Because if he does, someone needs to go to South Africa tomorrow. Okay, first class, okay? But once again, I actually don't, guys, I'm just putting my hands up right now. I actually don't want Tyler for Kaz anymore. I'm sorry. I think this whole plot twist storyline is not plot twisting. It's not giving a thing. He can japper, it's okay. But it makes you wonder now, is Chris gonna have to pick Arabella? Because obviously he would have picked Sophie and he can't pick her anymore. So let's see how tomorrow's episode goes. People are suspecting that Kaz may end up going home if she's not picked. And people also suspecting that, was it just Kaz? I think it was Kaz. Unless Chris picks Kaz, because they have a good friendship in the villa. Anyway, let's see. Okay, tomorrow's Friday, so tomorrow will be the last review of the week anyway. But as always, I'd love to know what you guys actually thought of today's episode down below in the comments. Once again, head was definitely in the clouds when I saw all of those arguments, but the spirit of your one day lives on. But yeah, as always, guys, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and definitely join the family. Also, be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also on my Twitter at SarahDestinyX. But other than that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for sticking with it, girl. I love you so much. Please take care, and I shall see you tomorrow. Bye.